Good morning everyone. Myself Kausa Momin, 7th standard, subject Science, chapter number 18, Sound, Production of Sound. In the previous lecture we studied a few parts of this chapter. Today we are going to discuss about high and low pitch of sound. Before to start this topic, we will discuss about exactly what is the meaning of pitch. So here we will discuss what is pitch. This is distinguished shrill sound from a grave sound. Shrill sound means a sound which is thin. Shrill sound produces high frequency. Example, sound of woman, sound of birds and sound of cat. Now next, grave sound. It is thick sound. Grave sound produces low frequency. Example, sound of men, sound of dogs, sound of frog. These are the example of grave sound. So there will be a question based on this. Pitch depends on the frequency of sound. So here we can clear pitch means a thing which is depends on frequency of sound, that is pitch, and is distinguishes shrill and grave sound. So here based on that we can say high pitch note and low pitched note. High pitch note means sound having high frequency and small wavelength. You can observe here high frequency. Example, violin. High frequency means this is high frequency and it is too much together. So that is why small wavelength. Low pitch note means sound having low frequency and large wavelength. Example, drum. You can observe here it has low frequency, that means, and large wavelength. So this is wavelength and its frequency is low, means this is how many times 1 2, and this is you can observe 1 2 3 4 5 6. So it has a high frequency and small level. You can observe the distance between their wavelength. So here is the difference between these two. So we can say, you may have observed that this voice is like tring tring, this voice is coming out, and this voice is drum dum dum voice is coming out. Hence we can say high pitch note and low pitch note. These are the examples of the same. So based on that, here one experiment is there to understand the pitch of sound. Take a wooden board which is having 80 to 90 centimeter long and 5 centimeter wide. Hammer 2 nails in each of centimeters away from its wire is stretched tightly between them. Insert a wedge-shaped wooden or plastic block under the wire near each of the nails and plunk the wire slightly. Did you hear any sound? Obviously, yes. Observe whether wire vibrates or not. Obviously, wire vibrations is there. Now insert 2 or 3 small rectangular blocks below the wedge-shaped block on one side in such a way that the length of wire does not change. Observe whether there is any change in the tension in the wire, or plunk with your finger, listen the sound. Obviously there will be a tension because this wire is getting much more tension is there in the wire, because tension in this meaning of tension is what, lot of stress is there because we have adjusted this plunks over there. So that is why lot of tension is there. So also watch its vibration and give the vibration and also watch the vibration. Note the difference between the perceive it in its frequency. So here we have observed that when tension in the wire is increased, the frequency is seen to increase. Obviously how? Because if you increase the tension between them, if you are not adjusting these wooden blocks, then there is a little bit tension is there in the wire. So if you give the vibration, little bit vibrations are there. If you adjusted these wooden blocks, that time the tension is there in this wire, and when you are plug this wire at that time, lot of vibrations are creating over there. So we can say frequency is much more as compared to the previous one. We also perceive a difference in the sound generated. When tension is increased, resulting sound is shriller. When tension is reduced, the sound is also less shrill. This is called high and low pitch of sound, because there is low sound and there is high sound. When tension is there, that time we are getting high sound. When tension is little bit there, that time low sound is there. Now next topic is related about intensity of sound, which gives us sound level. Loudness or softness of sound is indicated by two terms, namely intensity of sound and sound level. Whenever the sound is high, we are saying a normal word, oh my god, lot of sound is there, this sound level is very high. This type of words we are using. Okay, so that type of words we are using here also. Sound level and level of sound is very high. So sound level is the intensity of sound as perceived by our ears. The intensity of sound is proportional to the square of the amplitude of the vibration. For example, if the amplitude is double, the intensity of sound becomes 4 times as much. So that is why they are having a direct variation. If the intensity is increases, then sound is also double times of that increases. The decibel is the unit for measuring sound level. It was named decibel honor of the work of scientist Alexander Graham Bell. The magnitude of sound level decibels can be deduced from the intensity of the sound using mathematical formula. When the intensity of sound becomes 10 times of original sound, the level of increased by 10 times, and unit of that is decibel, which is dB. Here is the audible sound. The frequency of the sound audible to human being is between 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz. We can apply here sound in this frequency range. If the range is above 20,000 Hz, then we are not able to heard this sound, because a lot of headache problem is there, because that range is not with our ear. And if the frequency is 20 hertz, then we are not able to listen that voice is very very less. Next is infrasonic sound. So here we heard sound of the movement of our hands or of the movement of leaves falling from a tree. Obviously not. That sound is very very less frequency it has, which is less than 20 hertz. That is why we are not able to heard it. So hence such sound is known as infrasonic sound. Next is ultrasonic sound. A sound with a frequency higher than 20,000 hertz is called ultrasonic sound. Human being cannot hear such sound. However, some animals, for example, dog, can hear such sounds. So we can say that the difference between ultrasonic sound and infrasonic sound. Infrasonic sound is very less, which we cannot hear normal way, and ultrasonic sound is very high. This is also we cannot hear with a normal way. Our normal range is 20,000 hertz to 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. If it is less than 20 hertz, then also we cannot able to hear it. If it is more than 20,000 hertz, then also we are not able to hear such type of sound. Here I'll stop my lecture. Notes of this chapter I have already given to you. Thank you.